G'day, this is Damo from the Charter Connection Fishing Charters and the Charter Vessel Diversity, which is just leaving behind me there on another trip out to the Colville area and in between the Colville and Great Barrier. They're fishing up there today for snapper and terrakee and maybe even some pup hapuka, although they have been a little scarce, as was pointed out to me the other day. They are tasty eating, however. Now it's reasonable sort of conditions today. We've got a light northerly. The clouds are only just moving right upstairs there, and it's overcast. Another good thing, I think. So a little bit of chop, a little bit of overcast, and unfortunately a little bit of rain too. So just have to deal with that. We're not going to melt. What's been happening? It's been a bit of a slow week again because of the weather kicking our butts really, and a few trips cancelled there just because it's been blowing from the northeast. Northeast, of course, is onshore in the Gulf, and it makes it pretty uncomfortable with the building sea and a little bit of swell and slop chucked in, so it makes it a bit tough. However, we have been fishing the Colville Channel when we can get there, and it's been pretty good. When the snapper fishing's not that great, the terrakee is another option, like I mentioned in my previous post of this one. So that's what we've been doing. There hasn't really been much in the way of other news from around the place, although I have heard from some longliners that there's still a bit of fish in Bream Bay, and that fish may actually be moving down. I'm talking snapper here, and those schools may be moving down. Now, it is a bit early. But you may get some fish in between the barriers, so in between Little Barrier and Cape Rodney, and in between Little Barrier and Great Barrier, you may find some fish in there. And I'm talking school fish, not your resident fish that are living on the bricks. There is fish on the reefs, and Justin from Top Catcher Whangaparaoa recently told me that he had some pretty good fishing on Horn Rock. Nothing really huge, but pretty good fishing. So that's the places I'd be starting to look out for, maybe even north of Little Barrier in that 70 metre mark around what I call it the coral area. But there's a whole patch of coral and stuff out there, so through there is a pretty good option this time of year. Also up the beaches, so up Parkery and up Mangawai, then that's another place I'd start looking for those earlier schools to snapper come down. I'll keep you in the loop as I hear a bit more about that, but it's not quite there yet, so not far to go. I'd say another maybe 4 to 6 weeks, and we're going to have something a bit more positive coming out of there. So that's about it this week. There has also been some news from the inshore fish. Well, it's all inshore fish, but from closer in. And what I've been finding is some of the local guys here around Whangaparaoa have been catching some fish off Army Bay where they can sneak out while there's still a bit of swell. And they've also been catching some fish over at Motuora and along the Mahiringi coastline. So I'm sort of talking Waiwera through to Martins Bay, along through there, sitting in close. Again, there has been some swell in there, not huge, but half a metre in there is enough to sort of dislodge the crabs and expose a bit of feed. So that's what's been happening there. I also heard about a little bit of action over at the Noisies there from a few guys that have been sitting in pretty close. And again, it's burleying up, sitting on the anchor, spending some time there, getting the current and the wind all going in the right direction and sitting it out. So these are pretty much the key things at the moment to make sure that you get the most out of your time spent on the water. Now, you may have also seen the Inside New Zealand program on TV the other night about how our offshore fisheries, our sort of 100 mile and 200 mile fishery is being raped by, and it is being raped by foreign charter vessels that have been chartered by New Zealand quota holders. Now, if you want to do something about this, I suggest that you check out the Legacy website. That's Legacy, and do what you can to try and stem the tide of this atrocious behaviour by some of these New Zealand companies and New Zealand quota holders and chartered fishing vessels. All these guys are responsible for how our fish is going to happen in the future. One good thing out of this, and after much begging of the national government by various people, is that the national government's actually got a plan in place to try and phase this activity out over the next few years through to 2016. So big ups to them, big downs to you guys out there raping our fishery. Anyway, that's it from me. I'm going to get off my political soapbox. Another happy soul's leaving the marina there behind me. Diversity's gone. She's off to Coromandel. I'm going to go before I get sharded on by one of these many seagulls that have taken a bit of a liking to me. And I'm going to cut a track. Just panning down, you'll see the geriatric gypsies there behind me have made camp on the car park. But there was only 2 boats at the boat ramp. So again, it's pretty quiet so far as fishing goes around here activity-wise. I'll leave you to it. Don't forget to get onto our Facebook page, which is Diversity-Fishing at Facebook there. Get onto Facey. Like our page. We're nearly at 200 likes. If we hit 200, I'm giving away a free trip. Get your photo taken on one of our fishing trips. We'll stick it up on the page. If you come back to us and say, hey, that's me, you just won yourself a free trip. So there's 2 chances to win there. Also, you can catch up with us at www.charterconnection.co.nz and take advantage of our awesome $99 10-hour day trip that is running, and that goes all the way through to the end of August, this winter special. We've done 3 months of this, and it's been really well received. We'd like to be able to do it again, but we'll see how the economy's going. $99, 10-hour day trip. We're not fishing around here, we're fishing out wide. It's a big day, we're getting good catches. Get amongst it. Catch you on Facey. I'm out of here before I get bombed.